When you think of the elite passers in NBA history, the usual names come up: Stockton, Magic, JKidd, CP3, you name it. But someone that could have easily earned that status was Ernie DiGregorio. Ernie had a flash and flair to his game that was reminiscent of Pistol Pete, as his elite handle and playmaking led Providence to their first Final Four in 1973. He, along with Marvin Barnes and Kevin Stacom, formed one of the most potent trios in the country, as he averaged 24 points and 9 assists as a senior, becoming a first-team All-American. Ernie was picked third in the 1973 NBA draft by the Buffalo Braves to be their point guard of the future alongside Bob McAdoo. His rookie season was excellent, as he led the league in assists and free throw percentage, winning the Rookie of the Year award. But everything changed in his sophomore year as he suffered a devastating knee injury that severely altered his career, as he would never be the same, with chronic knee issues limiting him to only 5 seasons in the league. Who knows how high he could have been on the all-time assist list if he hadn't been injured. But today's video will look at what Ernie D was able to do when he was healthy. Welcome to PC Hoops, and let's get down to it. Ernie was born on January 15, 1951 in North Providence, Rhode Island. From the age of 12, he decided to work towards a pro basketball career. By the time he was in high school, he was a star, winning the state title in his senior year. Since he was a local celebrity, it was only right that he attended Providence College. By his sophomore season, Ernie was a star as the Friars had a balanced team under Dave Gavitt. However, Providence couldn't go higher than a 4-game win streak this year, as they finished 20-8. They were an independent team, so there was no conference tournament, and their record wasn't considered good enough for an at-large bid to the Big Dance. But they would beat Louisville in the NIT before losing to North Carolina in the second round. Ernie had a very solid sophomore season, averaging 19 points, 4 rebounds, and 6.5 assists. Things would change drastically in 1971 when the Friars brought in star forward Marvin Barnes, whose running gun style fit well with Ernie's elite playmaking, and they formed one of the best duos in college basketball. Providence had a better season this year, picking up a huge win against number 11 Villanova, and even being ranked after their win over number 7 USC. The Friars' defensive identity helped them finish 21-6, which was enough to make the tournament. They faced Penn in the first round, but they were completely outmatched, as Marvin's 3 of 10 performance didn't help. Ernie had a nice game with 17 points, 2 rebounds, and 4 assists, but the Quakers shot 67% in this game to win by 18. Ernie's junior season saw him average 18 points, 3 rebounds, and 8 assists. The Friars got even better in 1972 with the addition of Holy Cross transfer Kevin Stacom. They would take the nation by storm, as they had the 8th best offense in the country, scoring over 100 points 5 times. After starting out 10-2, they won 13 straight games to finish the season ranked number 4 in the nation. They faced St. Joseph's in their first tournament game, and Ernie went off for 31 points, 2 rebounds, 6 assists, and 2 steals in an easy win from Providence. They got their revenge against Penn, blowing them out as Ernie had 18 points and 10 assists, and Marvin went 10 for 10 from the field. Ernie put up 13 points, 3 rebounds, and 5 assists in another blowout win over Maryland. He dropped 32 points, 2 rebounds, and 7 assists on 15 of 32 shooting in the Final Four against Memphis, but the Tigers were too much for them as they would win by 13. Ernie's steady improvement had not only earned him an all-tournament team selection, but also a first-team All-American selection. As a senior, he averaged 24 points, 3 rebounds, and 9 assists. Ernie's rise to stardom had earned him the opportunity to play on a college all-star team in a 6-game exhibition against the Soviet Union, which featured Alexander Belov, the man who scored the game-winning shot to stun the United States in the 1972 Olympic gold medal game. On a team featuring future NBA players like Bill Walton, his teammate Marvin, Sven Nader, and Bobby Jones, Ernie put up 14 points in the game-winning win for USA. In the 5th game, he dropped 25 points and 11 assists. Although he was clearly the best point guard in the draft, there were still some doubters that believed his flashy style of play wouldn't translate to the pros, with some even calling his senior season a fluke. But Ernie had the support from his Hall of Fame coach Bob McAdoo, who called him the best pure collegiate player in the country. He was offered a contract by the ABA's Kentucky Colonels and was drafted 3rd overall by the Buffalo Braves, but Ernie would choose to play in the NBA. The Braves were in need of a point guard, and he liked his passing ability, especially since they already had an elite scorer in Bob McAdoo. The Braves also had a lot of other good players, like Jim McMillan, Randy Smith, Gar Hurd, and Jack Marin. Ernie dropped 17 points and 14 assists in his NBA debut against Houston, but he shot 7 for 27 and turned the ball over 7 times. He was playing pretty well to start his career, averaging 17 points and 8 assists in the first 25 games. but there were some growing pains. Ernie would often attempt a flashy pass instead of a regular pass, which resulted in a lot of turnovers, and he didn't have the best shot selection at times. He also didn't possess the speed or lateral quickness to be a good defender, but his ability to score and pass at an elite level made up for his deficiencies. Ernie finished the season with 25 double-doubles, including a near triple-double on New Year's Day against Portland, with 20 points, 9 rebounds, and a career-high 25 assists. Buffalo's fast-paced offense took a lot of teams by surprise, as they led the league in scoring, but they had the worst defense. Bob McAdoo was playing out of his mind this year, averaging 31 points, 15 rebounds, and 3 blocks, finishing second in MVP voting. The Braves finished the season at 42-40, earning the final playoff spot. Ernie's sensational rookie season saw him average 15 points, 3 rebounds, and a league-leading 8 assists. He also led the league in free throw percentage, winning the Rookie of the Year award. The Braves faced the Celtics in the semifinals, one of the best teams in the league. Ernie dropped 17 points and 8 assists in his playoff debut, but Dave Cowens dropped 30 points and 18 rebounds to help Boston win. Ernie put up 18 points, 4 rebounds, and 12 assists in the Game 2 win, but Game 3 was a struggle, with 7 points and 8 assists on 3 of 11 shooting. By Game 6, Boston was up 3-2 with a chance to take the series in Buffalo. Ernie dropped 20 points and 9 assists, but Havlicek went off for 30 points, 10 rebounds, and 7 assists, helping Boston win by 2 and send the Braves packing. Buffalo really didn't change that much heading into 1974, but Ernie was looking to build on his impressive rookie campaign. He went off in the season opener, dropping 33 points and 9 assists on 14 of 18 shooting. A week later against the Bulls, he dropped 25 points, 3 rebounds, 10 assists, and 2 steals. In the first 2 weeks of the season, Ernie was putting up all-star level numbers, but he would suffer a severe knee injury at the end of October and his play would drop off severely, leading to him being shut down for the season after 31 games. In this shortened season, Ernie averaged 8 points, 1.5 rebounds, and 5 assists. McAdoo won the MVP and carried the Braves to a 49-33 record, but they lost a close 7-game series with Washington in the semifinals. In 1975, Coach Jack Ramsey didn't believe that Ernie had the same quickness and speed after the injury, so he only played him about 20 minutes a game. He still showed flashes of his potential, jumping 22 points and 9 assists in the second game of the season, followed by 19 points, 7 rebounds, and 9 assists 2 weeks later. But overall, Ernie didn't look like the same player, as his stats were down all across the board, only recording 5 double-doubles this year. He averaged 7 points, 2 rebounds, and 4 assists as the Braves finished 46-36, facing the Sixers in the first round. Ernie's playing time went way down this series, but the Braves were able to beat Philly in 3 games. Facing the Celtics again in the semifinals, he got back in the rotation in games 3-6, averaging 14 points and 7 rebounds, but the Celtics would win in 6 games. The Braves drafted Adrian Dantley in 1976, while also trading for Moses Malone, a young center Portland had drafted in the ABA dispersal draft, but they would trade him to the Rockets 2 games into the season for a first-round pick. Bob McAdoo was tired of being in Buffalo and he wanted out, so he was traded to the Knicks 20 games into the season. With the loss of their star, Buffalo was now in rebuild mode, but Ernie would finally get some more minutes, along with another chance to prove himself. He dropped 22 points, 8 assists, and 2 steals in the season opener against the Bucks, along with 20 points, a career-high 13 rebounds, and 8 assists on November 27th against the Hawks. He also shut off his scoring, dropping a career-high 36 points, along with 8 assists and 3 steals on December 14th against the Suns. Ernie had 5 double-doubles this year, and he was showing improvement defensively, recording 2 or more steals in 7 games. He also led the league in free throw percentage and finished in the top 20 in total assists. Ernie's bounce-back season saw him average 11 points, 2.5 rebounds, and 5 assists. But the Braves were struggling, as they had one of the worst defenses in the league, along with an average offense, so they finished 30-52, missing the playoffs. The Braves were overhauling their roster in 1977, and they would part from their top pick just 4 years earlier, trading Ernie to the Lakers for future considerations. LA already had an established point guard in Norm Nixon, as Ernie was now showing backup minutes with Brad Davis. Ernie's knee was continuing to bother him this season, but he pushed through it and would have some nice performances for the Lakers. On November 18th against Detroit, he went scoreless, but he dished out 11 assists and grabbed 2 steals. He dropped 11 points, 3 rebounds, and 8 assists on December 9th against Houston. After his knee issues came back on Christmas Day, he didn't play for over a month, being waived by the Lakers on January 30th, but he wouldn't be without the team for long, as he signed with the Celtics 2 days later. Boston was having an unusually bad season, but Ernie would still be buried on the bench, as the Celtics had JoJo White and Dave Bing as their point guards. He did have a solid game on March 5th against the Knicks, with 14 points, 2 rebounds, 9 assists, and 3 steals, followed by 24 points and 7 rebounds on 58% shooting on April 6th against the Bullets. Boston finished 32-50, their lowest win total since 1949. Between the two teams, Ernie averaged 4 points, 1 rebound, and 2.5 assists. Ernie wasn't re-signed after the season, and he effectively retired after only 5 years in the league, mostly due to his chronic knee issues. He was offered a tryout for the Celtics in 1981 and with the Nets in 1983, but those comeback attempts were unsuccessful. Ernie would still stay around the game after his career, coaching at his high school alma mater, while also working in the CBA and ABA, even holding youth basketball clinics in the New England community. Ernie DiGregorio was a flashy player who had deceptive ball handling combined with elite passing, as he was a perfect point guard to run the team. He could also get his own buckets, slicing through the defense to get to the rim or pulling up from mid-range. He had an extremely solid start to his career, leading the league in assists as a rookie and winning the Rookie of the Year award. But a knee injury in his sophomore season would severely alter his career, forcing him to retire after only 5 seasons. If he stayed healthy, Ernie probably could have been one of the top point guards in the league, possibly even an all-star level player. But Ernie will still go down as one of the best college players ever and one of the more underrated passers in NBA history. Thank you guys for supporting these videos. I thank you guys for watching this channel. When I was looking at the Marvin Barnes video, I was looking at footage and I saw him do like that behind the back pass from half court. I was like, oh no way, I've never seen anybody make a pass like that. I need to talk about this guy. Like, that was so ridiculous. He was such a great passer. He reminded me kind of like a Pistol Pete, not like, obviously not a scorer, but just with the flash and the flair of the game. And too bad he got injured, because he definitely could have been a really nice player in the league if he stayed healthy. But thank you for watching. I really appreciate you guys for the support. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Hit that subscribe button if you're new to my channel. Turn on my post notifications if you haven't already. Thank you. Please be safe. Stay on the grind. I'm out. Peace.